Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to an awesome member spotlight. I'm really excited today to have Morning Coach member Leah Mcallister with me today. Lee, how are you doing?
I am doing great. I'm so glad to be here.
Awesome. Well, Lee, first of all, this is a member spotlight. So if you could tell us a little about yourself, that would be great. So we know who you are, where you're from, what you do, all those wonderful things.
Okay, I am 38 years old. I've been raised in Dallas, Texas. I have a large family here, and let's see, a little nervous, pardon me. I got into corporate at 16 through high school. I'm going to kind of lead off from here. And that led me on my path. I climbed that ladder, climbing success. At 31, I had no coping skills and stressful jobs. I loved them, but no coping skills. And it led to disaster, just disaster.
That could be a good thing, right? You could be just
Yes. I'm so glad. What happened with that was I had a little nervous breakdown, went into the hospital. This put me on a different part of my path. I was diagnosed with about 5 different things. I had severe anxiety disorder. They diagnosed me with bipolar type 2, major depressive disorder, chronic fatigue syndrome, and fibromyalgia. That was a lot to take. This is like getting a brick in the head, but part of me was like, oh, well, maybe that's why this is. So that was 2006. I started going down this path of trying these prescriptions, but never really getting to the core of what my issues were. I had so much anxiety, and I guess it really took me about 3 to 4 years to get to the core of a lot of my issues, which really, to tell you the truth, a lot of it was fear. Yep. Fear was one of my biggest issues. So now I'm so happy to have found you because in 2010, like I said, I had put on the website, I lost my job. I was laid off, and I was absolutely devastated because not only we were all laid off, but I had my mouth got the best of me, and because of my mouth, I was the first one up on the chopping block. And so that really devastated me. And
you said you had been in, some of the issues that you had that you had dealt with. That here you are now. You had some issues with fear, right? It caused a nervous breakdown. You went 16 right into corporate. It doesn't sound like you've had any opportunity to get out there. So here we are in 2010, and you're getting laid off, and you're dealing with all those issues. So what was happening with you?
Well, I finally just decided, it was just, I was at the bottom of the bottom. Like you said in your journal the other day, I have kept journal all these years, and I just was at the bottom. I don't even know how to describe it. It was blacker than black. And there was a part of me that just knew I had to regain control and that this was a mental game. Because during the time with all those prescriptions, I had gained about 130 pounds in about 14 months, which is a lot of weight to gain. So I knew I had to get a handle on this. Nothing was working. I just went through all these things. And so I knew I had to get my mind right. And that is where my journey to get my mind right started, And so, and with you, I've really just been trying work. Had a little bit of therapy. I've tried all sorts of different things, and nothing really ever seemed to click for me. And in 2012, I was determined. I was just absolutely determined to get my mind right. And I had also, in that time after my layoff in 2010, sort of slowly getting into dog sitting because I had a dog, and she really, really helped me through these years. And I just felt like anytime I would leave her, it just broke my heart. And so the reason why I kind of got into watching my friends' dogs and my family's dogs was because I felt for them. You don't want to leave them. And, so that's how I kind of got involved with that. And doing that, it made me open my eyes back to my true passions of animals, helping animals, traveling, and all these things. And then to have found you in December of 2012, it's like putting a piece of the puzzle into my puzzle.
Great. So you're doing dog sitting right now. So let's go forward. So
okay,
in this corporate quagmire, which is fine, but it doesn't seem like you've ever experienced anything outside of that. So the universe kind of kicked your butt out of there.
Exactly.
now you're kind of you found this love of animals, which you love. So you're dog sitting now. You're listening to Morning Coach, which is great. Is that kind of where you're at now?
That is, except I took your advice and I started getting coaches and mentors. And because of that, I have my foot halfway in the corporate door right now. I just kind of see it as a way to finance some things that
And there's nothing.
It's a stepping.
You got to do what you got to do. I mean, there's nothing wrong with corporate. There's absolutely nothing wrong with corporate if you're mentally ready for that and that's what you want to do. I do believe in following your dreams, but you can do that and follow your dreams and produce revenue. That's great. You can do all the things, all the above, which is awesome. If you don't have the massive anxiety and stress and you feel like the world's going to end and you're just creating this negative world that you live in.
Well, it's also new to me. I'm loving this. I feel like for the first time, I realized that I can create things and, I just feel like it's a whole new light, for me. And I'm so excited, but I do feel like I'm in the beginning stages, I'm just now trying to create, and I definitely am riding those waves. I have things, but every day I seem to get some sort of information and the community is amazing because the times that I have posted when I've needed help, they have always given me a response and I've taken that and it has worked. Things have been working.
That's awesome. Well, life isn't easy. I mean, let's just put it out there. I mean, I think everybody says, we're going, things are just supposed to go as planned. And a lot of times they don't because we don't know what the plan is. And so
yes,
figuring out that plan's half part of the problem. And sometimes it takes a long time and it's totally cool. And that's why we're here. I mean, we're here to help everybody kind of get that plan together and figure out where they want to go and stay a little positive as the pieces come together. It's not easy.
Yeah. No, this is the hardest thing I have ever done. There are literally blood, sweat, and tears, but it is paying off. And I mean, every day I'm just thankful to actually be aware now of some of the things. I feel like I'm chiseling my mental self really because I had a lot of work to do. I didn't realize, and sometimes it makes you mad when you realize you have all these things to work on, but I go through, it's a process for me and I am learning so much, but it is very hard. It takes a lot of work, but it is paying off.
That's awesome. Love it.
So, I did want to say, I'm so excited about this cruise and I want everyone to go.
Awesome. We're going to announce some things again. We're trying to get back to cruise line to keep the cost down because they keep elevating it as as it gets closer. But we got a great group coming. It's going to be a lot of fun down there. A lot of people are going to be able to get together and discuss their dreams and do some things. And we're working hard to get Morning Coach, which is this great online community, offline a little bit more too. So I'm sorry. I know I'm all over the place. I don't mean to be. No. But, I am going to fill out the form. I do want to help y'all, and I am going to fill that form out today and send that in. So I definitely want to. This is your member spotlight. That's what it's about. We're out there trying to make a difference in the world, and the only way you do that is if we all work together and everybody just kind of comes together because there's going to be ups and downs and roller coasters in life. Like I said, it's not easy, and it can become easy. If you can get things working for you and you can understand them at a deeper level, you can get a little clarity, you can move forward. And, that's why it's awesome to have you on because, we need regular people like us out there to see that we're not some goofy group of people that are doing weird things. We're not. We're regular people
right.
putting great energy out there.
Right.
That's what it's about.
I love it. I've met so many friends through the community. Everyone is it really is great, because life is hard, really hard sometimes,
Well, meeting, and that's why we added the community feature, is because just meeting cool people who are willing to support you is very difficult, because as you know,
yeah.
One of the issues I have with corporate, and I was up on the board of directors, went through the whole thing, is kind of the office politics and the animosity of the other people, and people not wanting you to succeed in the dog eat dog world, and it makes it hard, and you need a place to go where people are supporting you when it's a dog eat dog world, when other people are pushing you down, when you're a little confused, when things aren't working, and that's really,
right.
Getting hundreds and then thousands and then millions of people literally together. We can't lose in those situations, because everybody's helping each other move forward, and we're pressing on. And that's really the vision of what we're doing here at Morning Coach. And people like yourself who are involved help us get that vision out there, which is awesome.
Well, I definitely want to let you guys know I appreciate all you do, because I don't know that I could do it. I know it can be really challenging some days, but I want to let you guys know that I'm so thankful for what you do, because it has really, really helped me more than you guys will ever know.
Well, thank you. And you're helping us, believe it or not. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you and for others. So that's what it's about. Well, what would you share, Lee, with people that are out there, maybe that haven't heard of Morning Coach or are in the Morning Coach community that are dealing with some issues? What would you share about what we do? Do you have any tips or things that you could help them with?
Well, you always say self-love is the first love. That's the one thing that I wish I would have known that 20 years ago, because even there was a point where I could not find anything I liked about myself. And I told myself, you have to find at least one thing. You have to find at least one thing. And so I felt like this little curl on the back of my neck. And, but it is amazing. I understand when you're at that place, it's really hard, to find something. But once you do that, once you do these things, consistency is such a key. Things will start to change.
Exactly. That 1% a day, just keep small improvements. It makes a big difference.
Yes, 1% a day. I try
to complicate things. That's what creates anxiety and stress and everything else, is that we overcomplicate things,
I do that a lot, so I'm trying to break away from that.
I love it. Well, Lee, it's great to have you on here. Is there anything you want to end with? I'd love to talk to you all day. We could talk all day, but what would you tell everybody out there as we come to closure here today?
Well, I would just like to tell. One thing I do want to tell people is when I signed up for the cruise, account. That's all I had. And I said, I'm going on this cruise. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going on this cruise. And, I've just I've worked at it. It takes work. Honestly, it takes work. I have worked at some of the things that, we've talked about, prosperity. I've got the book by Catherine Ponder. I've been doing some of that. And it's amazing how things, how I've got the money to pay for the cruise, and things are changing.
I love it.
But I want to say it can be done, and I want to see everything.
You're a living testimony that things can work if you just stick with it and you take it day by day. And you've only been doing this since December 2012. Just wait a couple more years. If you just keep taking it step by step, it's going to be awesome.
Yes, I'm so excited to see where this is going to lead me, and you guys are going to get to watch it all. So.
It's so awesome. I love it. Well, let's everybody, thanks so much for watching. Again, Lee, thank you so much for being here. It's another awesome member spotlight. As you can see, we're watching Lee just get out there and make it happen. It's awesome.
It's Leah.
Thank you, Leah. I appreciate it. I love it, Leah. You got such good energy,
Well, I love y'all too. I really do.
Leah, you rock. You rock, really. So it's awesome to have you. Let's watch everybody. Leah, everybody, you can see Leah. Everybody, we'll talk to you later. Leah, thank you so much, okay?
No problem. Talk to you later.
Okay, ciao. Okay, bye, everybody.